Hi, and welcome. TQM, or Total Quality Management, is an approach organizations use to achieve long-term success. TQM does this by developing people and processes capable of delivering the highest level of quality goods and services to customers. TQM has roots that go back to the 1920s, when Walter Shewhart applied statistics to quality control in industrial processes. His student, W. Edwards Deming, developed Shewhart's ideas in post-World War II Japan in the late 1940s and 1950s. Many organizations worldwide have studied and adopted the quality and productivity methods of TQM since then. We can find the roots of lean, operational excellence, agile, ISO, and Six Sigma in TQM. Today, organizations approach TQM in different ways, but there is a common set of principles and practices. The 8 principles of TQM are customer focus, employee involvement, being process-centered, and integrating systems across the extended enterprise. In addition, TQM is based on a strategic approach, fact-based decision-making, effective communication, and continuous improvement. These principles act as North Stars to help us stay on the right course. The benefits of TQM include, but are not limited to, productivity improvement, prevention of errors and problems, faster problem solving, improved supplier relationships, reduced total costs of quality, recognizing and reducing risks, and customer-centric design of new processes, products, and services. Additionally, practicing TQM principles helps to build and strengthen the organization's culture. TQM is organized around a set of 8 principles, supported by proven practices and tools. This enables people to use TQM to take a strategic approach to integrating the systems across an enterprise and developing a customer-focused culture. TQM does this through total involvement in process-centered continuous improvement while making fact-based decisions and communicating effectively. The starting point for TQM is to focus on the customer's experience. TQM believes that the success of an organization is based on delivering quality products, services, or experiences to the customer. It's the customer who decides what level of quality they will accept. TQM not only aims to achieve a customer's quality requirements, but uses feedback to develop and improve the product and services. Gaining an understanding of the customer provides a long-term competitive advantage. The TQM belief is that when there's a poor quality outcome, it's the systems and the processes, not the people, that are at fault. Therefore, in TQM, the focus is on building and improving processes that anyone can perform to provide value to the customer repeatedly and reliably. This requires quantifying success and defining the steps taken to get there, both of which are essential for successful implementation of TQM. The process-centric principle of TQM does not mean a narrow focus on individual process tasks. It's true that the PDCA cycle of experimentation mostly happens at the process level where daily work is done. However, the process-centric principle also applies to looking at how processes are interconnected in a system or value chain. This connects with the idea that the downstream process is the internal customer. The TQM approach also considers how to integrate and optimize the whole system. The process-centric approach begins with defining how the work is done, identifying what it takes to deliver good quality, and maintaining standards. TQM encourages everyone to pay attention to how the work is done and continuously look for ways to make it easier, better, and faster. As we build more reliable processes, we measure the key characteristics at each to establish statistical process control, or SPC. This requires the collection and analysis of data. That brings us to our next principle, which is to make decisions based on facts and data. TQM is a scientific approach to management. Tracking business performance, collecting customer feedback, and experimentation all rely on data. Good decision-making is based on using facts and data to understand the situation, rather than relying on feelings and opinions. TQM uses data and analytics to ensure that the strategy is working for the organization. In TQM, people build better processes and systems by using various quality improvement practices. This includes the Plan, Do, Check, Act, or PDCA cycle for problem solving and experimentation, and the 7 quality control tools to collect and analyze data. People may do this in temporary cross-functional teams to address immediate issues, or in standing teams to address long-term challenges. Management is directly involved in these activities, as well as through steering committees. The aim of applying process-centered, data-driven, continuous improvement is to improve quality and the customer experience. However, these principles also help to instill an organization with a culture in which everyone constantly seeks new ways to make work safer, easier, and better. For TQM to be effective across the whole organization, it must be used to achieve the business strategy. While the initial deployment of TQM may be at a site level or at the departmental level, the objectives must be tied to the overall strategy. A common practice to enable a strategic approach is Hoshin planning. Also called strategy deployment, this approach breaks down larger objectives into smaller ones at each organizational level, integrating and aligning efforts. Strategy deployment as part of TQM allows people to take ownership not only of their contribution to the overall strategic objectives or what to achieve, but also to identify how they will achieve it. The deployment of TQM must also be viewed as an integrated system at the strategic level and at the process level. At the process level, as people make changes across the organization, they must make sure that these build up to larger processes that deliver value smoothly to the customer. At the strategic level, strategy deployment and other methods ensure that the efforts and objectives at each level are aligned with the company's overall strategy and goals. Together, this TQM principle means that we must understand and manage the business as a system of interrelated processes. This thinking begins with the organization, but eventually extends to include suppliers and customers in mutually beneficial long-term relationships. Another fundamental principle of TQM is total involvement in building and continuously improving capable processes. The people who do the work contribute their ideas and knowledge for how to make the quality better. TQM involves everyone at all departments in customer-focused, process-centered improvement activity. The goal is to provide customers with excellent goods, services, and experiences from every level of the organization. Management at all levels gets involved through their own cross-functional improvement efforts. Additionally, management is responsible for creating an environment that supports engagement at all levels. This includes providing training, encouraging improvement ideas from teams and individuals, and measuring and recognizing the progress of improvement teams. It also involves leading by example by embracing fact-based decision-making and creating a process-centered, blame-free culture. As an organization-wide long-term effort to improve every process, TQM requires a large amount of change management. This is based on clear, frequent, and strong communication across the organization. This is the 8th and final principle of TQM. At a minimum, leaders must communicate the key points of the plan in terms of the 5W and 1H, such as, why are we doing TQM? What is the plan? What will change? When will TQM come to my team? How will we measure success? What is expected of me? And where will we start? Leadership must create a communication strategy and engage in conversations to deepen understanding and engagement with all key stakeholders. Based on these 8 principles and their supporting practices, we can see that the word total in TQM has 3 meanings. First, it means total involvement. Continuous improvement and quality management are a part of every person's job. Second, in TQM, the focus of quality improvement must go beyond the services and products. Quality improvement efforts apply to all parts of an enterprise. This includes, but is not limited to, how we design, develop, market, produce, deliver, and support our goods and services. Third, in TQM, the leadership is totally committed to quality. This requires goal setting, training, funding, and direction. But more importantly, leaders must practice TQM to improve the quality of their own management processes and systems. Although organizations may use different definitions of TQM principles and methods, we can say that any management approach that embraces these ideas is a total quality management system. That wraps up our review of TQM. We'll see you soon.